We're on to buttresses. We've got 3 buttresses to make. So Steve's just drawn, I think he does 2 sides out of one piece. So he's just drawing the buttresses out now. Oh, there's one piece. Oh, let's have a look. So I don't know if you can actually see it there. So that is one side of the buttress.
And again, that's 2. The top and reversed.
So it's just a matter of cutting them out now, or are you going to do
I'm going to do the third one. And
the
then
front one?
it's easier just to copy them through with a square. Just copy the lines through. Split it down the middle at 5/8, 7/8 in my case.
I found it odd that Steve works, when he's at work, he works in metric, but when he's modelling he works in imperial. He just seems to find it easier.
And again, that's another set. That's what you're looking at. Back with a copy of that one, and obviously when you turn it around you've also got the other side. It's a matter of now just cutting it out. And then cutting that one. What I tend to do, because it's easier, again, I tend to just match up the sides, but that I do when I've actually cut it out, so it's easier in that sense. So I literally cut these down there. Is that in your camera eye?
No, that's fine.
Put that one down there. And there's that many of these to make on this particular church. I would imagine I'd be fed up by the time I finished them. Hence, I do 2 things at once because it can drive you insane when you're repetitive. They're all slightly different. I've noticed that on this church, but it's still a lot of work doing the same thing over and over. There's not wrong in doing 2 projects, or even 3. Whatever suits yourself. And then you've got, there they are, as simple as that. 2 together. Then I turn them round. And because this is like random stone, there is a bit goes on the bottom. Just give myself some rough lines to work to. Follow that one through. Follow that one. And think to yourself, you know, does that look reasonable? Yeah, it does. So you can draw some lines in there and have bigger bricks and smaller bricks. And that's it.
Or stones.
Stones, yeah. I think there's a film on there. Yeah, just hope if you take the film off. Being a white one, ain't noticing it.
Yes, unfortunately super glue won't stick to that.
Not whatsoever.
We've learnt that one through experience.
So again, just to make sure you can see those.
So we'll continue cutting those out.
Yep, and gluing them together and making the 3 more buttresses, then we'll stick them on. Pat will paint them and we'll put them in position on the church, and then we'll make the little entrance on that side. Again, it's got to be reduced massively in size, purely because he only has a limited space for his church, and he wants a copy of a certain church. I think it was
St. Bridgets.
St. Bridgets, where they got married.
Well, we don't know that for certain, but
Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because that lady
well.
said. And we'll, what you call it, we reduced it in size. We tried to keep all the features. It gave me a space of 3 foot by 2 foot. I've got it down to just over 3 foot and just over 2 foot wide. So it's about an inch, maybe a little bit more in width, and the same the other way. But there's nothing you can really do to get it as tight as it, you know, just to get it thingy. So it's just so you can, when you look at the church, you can see it is that church.
So we'll carry on cutting the buttresses out. So will that be your middle bit of your buttress?
Yep, this is the centre. This one,
To give it its thickness.
I just do roughly what it's going to be in that shape, and then just slowly work in, so I get the right one eventually. Cutting little pieces off at a time rather than tons off. You can slowly adjust it so it drops in like so. And then it's just a matter of a bit of glue on each end, bit in the middle, drop it on, line it up, press it on, and then the next bit is just literally that. I tend to cut just so it looks nice and neat. That's it. Cut it a little bit bigger. Glue it on there. Nice and neat at this front edge, not at anywhere but the front edge. And then take the spit what's spare, stick that on the back. Again, not overlapping because you're going to be making sure that sticks to the wall.
So is that just a support?
That's just a little support. Then just literally go around. Oops, don't touch where you've spread thing out. Drop it on. Getting it to line up as near as you possibly can. And with the bottom, everything else, and the top. Press it on. I'll give it a little spray. This is not necessary, but just helps me to stick it quicker. Wipe up any surplus, and then what I do then is I literally pair these all the way down, so it's all nice and flush. You can feel when it is. Same with the top one. Just take it down nice and steady, keeping your blade flat to the one you need. Checking it, just carefully pair a bit off. And the same with that one, same with this one. You just carefully, just make sure you keep your fingers out of the way, obviously, just so you get it nice. It's as though you was trying to plane it down, if that's the best description. So my edges are now square with each other. And then get me a little bit of emery paper. Follow it through so it's nice and smooth, or rough, because you don't need a smooth coat when you're making these things. Paint will stick to a rougher coat better. Yeah.
Yes, you've got to remember this PVC coated Foamex board has a film on it, and that's what we're sanding off. So just to enough to allow the paint to key.
The same in the middle.
If you don't sand it off, it goes all sort of like bobbly, not bobbly. If it hasn't stuck, it's weird. So yeah, always sand. But as Steve says, a rough sandpaper is better than a smooth one.
Trim the corner off on the back. Again. You can actually get bigger pieces of sandpaper than this and emery cloth, but I do actually be quite happy using that. Make sure your top's reasonably level.
And that's another buttress made.
And all you got to do now, make sure it's square, and then just follow your lines round. You can either use a little square and draw them round that way, or you can just do them freehand. I tend to do mine freehand. Sometimes you get where they're a little bit out of line.
Makes them look more realistic. If they're too straight, they don't look right.
And that's it. That was just them two at the top, and then just literally marking in where you think there would be a bit of stonework. Obviously, this is your own preference. As this church has got big stones, little stones, small stones. Even put a smaller one in there. And then drill these in so you can see what I'm doing. And when you see it like that, I mean, believe it or not, there's lots like that where there's corner to corner. It's definitely how they built it. And then just land the ones across the front. Across there. And that's it. And then you've just the other side to do. And there is another buttress built.
So there's the porch in position. I've done the tile floor inside the porch. The doors are finished. There's just a little threshold step to do, which that'll be done later today. We've got all the, what they're called, buttresses on that side, and I've just started to slowly darken, put the next layer of paint on. As you can see, there's slight contrast there, so we'll just slowly build up that colour just to go a bit darker, and put a few greys in where there is greys, but we'll need to study the pictures for that.